All right. So thank you guys so much for spending your Sunday afternoon with me. So I wanted to do this to kind of kick off our social media training. So of course, I wanted to go over a couple of things before we really dive into this training to make sure that you guys know exactly what is in store. So I spent all day preparing for this, and I'm super excited for this to kick off because I'm passing on to you guys exactly what has helped me with social media. What's helped me to go from like 600 friends on Facebook to now capping out at my friend's max of 5,000 and having over 3,000 followers. I've had posts of mine go viral. I've had engagement like I would have never believed through everything that I'm doing on social media. So I'm passing on to you guys exactly what has helped me to build my business through social media so that I never have to bank on, let me mute some people here. I'm passing on to you guys everything that I've learned so that you never have to bank on, your local network. Because I can't tell you how many times recently people have told me, I don't know how successful I can be with this just because the people in my area and yada, yada, yada. Well, I'll tell you what, if I had to rely on the people in my area of where I grew up in, I would have been screwed from the get-go with my business because something that a lot of people don't understand, preach, right, Jess? Preach. Anyway, something that people don't understand is where I come from in Toledo, Ohio. Companies like Taco Bell, Wendy's, Burger King, if they have a product that they want to launch, they'll run a test market of it in Toledo, Ohio. So they'll unleash it in Toledo first to double check and see if it does well. And if it does well in Toledo, then they understand that it can do well nationwide. So that's the area that I grew up in. That's the area that I started to build my six-figure business in. So I don't want to hear anything about your area that you live in or anything, because as long as you follow what I'm teaching you throughout this 2-week course of social media training, there's no reason why you cannot earn a six-figure plus income with this, as long as you're consistent over time and you have belief. If you have those 3 things working in your favor, and trust me, you're not born with belief in this. You're not, most people are afraid, especially in our fast food society mentality that we have. We want everything to happen quick and fast. And so it takes having patience to understand that the consistency that you put in with social media and everything that you're doing here is going to pay off with time. So let me go ahead and show you guys something real quick. So hopefully you guys can see this. Can you guys see my internet screen? Yep, okay, cool, thank you. So if you go to the files not the file section. Okay, so if you go here and you go to the main post, here we go. Then you're going to open up this Dropbox. Now, this file is going to be important throughout your entire career as a coach. It's going to help you right now to understand what's necessary for you to have a strong social media presence. But not only that, but this is something that you could pass on to your team that's going to teach them how to do it. So throughout this 2-week course, we're going to be going over this social media 101 PDF. We're going to break down each of these steps, so everything's going to compound onto one another. So the first week, we're taking a look really at steps 1 all the way down to steps 5, I believe. So this is going to be something that, you're not just going to dive right in, and I'm not going to ask that you all just start posting your first week and be posting gems and posting gold. What we need to really do first and foremost is make sure that we have a strong foundation before we really dive into posting. So if you're a brand new coach, this is perfect for you. So don't feel overwhelmed or anything. Just take this day by day and understand that I'm not asking for solid gold right away. I'm asking for you to take your time and be patient with this and do each step every day that I ask you to, so that you can build that solid foundation so that you can become a social media guru. So be sure that you have this. You have it saved to your computer. You have it saved to your home screen on your cell phone. You can even print it out. But this is an interactive PDF. So for instance, one of the first, I think it is the first day, so tomorrow we're going to be going over step 1, how to attract your tribe. So if you see here, you click this, and it's going to launch the video where I talk about recruiting your best friend forever through social media or through Instagram. And if you can do it through Instagram, you can apply the same thing through Facebook as well. So be sure that you have this on hand. And another thing I don't think a lot of people realized is I created this schedule, and I am sharing in this schedule posts that I have personally done that show you exactly kind of how to do a correct post, if you will. So once this really starts to take off and we start applying everything that we're learning, you can click on this stuff and see examples of real-time posts that I have made that can provide for you an example of how you can do your posts as well. So there you go. There's a Shakeology post that I've created. Rowan. Here's a post I did about my story so far. So there's plenty of examples here of exactly how it is that I post that has helped me to be successful. So all you have to do is really just kind of mold it into your own. So with that being said, what I want to do though is I want to spend this time kind of going over my Facebook. I want to show you what my Facebook looks like, because everything on my Facebook is deliberate. Everything is done with a purpose. So I want to show you guys why I post the way I post, and then I would love to take a look at some of your guys' Facebooks to show you examples of, maybe where you could do better, or maybe show you an idea, or show you so that you have an idea of how it is that you can perfect your Facebook. So here's my Facebook. So it's deliberate. I have right up here, Carolyn Walker, who is a coach within my downline, created this beautiful cover photo for me. And so here it states, founder of Illuminate Fitness, Lifestyle Coaching, and Business Development. I have one of my favorite quotes by Seth Godin here. Instead of wondering when your next vacation is, maybe you should set up a life you don't need to escape from. That's like the definition of my why. My why was establishing a life I didn't need to escape from. Also, I want to show you this too before I forget. So here you'll see 88 pending items. So I am tagged in a lot of stuff. I have a lot of people tagging me in stuff that would traditionally go on my Facebook wall. So if you were scrolling through my Facebook wall, you would see a bunch of stuff. If I didn't have that approval part of my wall, if I didn't have that set up, you would see a lot of stuff here from other coaches or other people who are tagging me and stuff. The thing is, though, is I want control over what is on my Facebook. So I have it set up. I think I went to the settings area and I set it up so that if anybody tags me in anything at all, what's going to happen is I'm going to get a notification, and then I can go to this notification and I can add it to my timeline should I choose so. But if I didn't do this, my Facebook would become cluttered with other coaches, other things. And essentially when people would go to my Facebook, they wouldn't see the core of what I'm doing. They would see other people tagging me in a bunch of stuff. So that first and foremost is huge for me, is having the control over what people see on my personal Facebook, because I want people to see what it is that I'm sharing. So that's huge. Anyway, then of course they have this little area where you can write a little bio, a little intro about who you are. So that is something that I would suggest doing. I would suggest creating a little bio about who you are, which essentially should attract your target market. You should be putting out there exactly who it is that you are as a human being, so that, let's say, your best friend forever, your future best friend forever happens to stumble upon your Facebook. They see your profile picture, they see your cover photo, they read your bio, and then they see these photos here, these featured photos. That's a new feature that Facebook just started to allow. So if they see these feature photos, they're going to be like, oh, hell, like I have a lot in common with that person. So you want to be sure that with your Facebook, you're speaking to your target market. You're speaking to your potential best friend forever, and they're seeing exactly what you're all about. Now, before I proceed any further, too, I want to make note, you don't see anything Beachbody here. You don't see, and that's, that's something that I didn't always do. If you go and you click on my profile pictures, and if you scroll back far enough, you're going to see photos on my Facebook profile where I'm like holding a Shakeology. I'm like, and I've actually removed those so that I can still see them. But if you were to go through my Facebook profile picture album, you're not going to see it, because nobody likes to be sold to. Nobody wants to just be blatantly like, hey, like, I'm trying to sell you on something. So make sure that with your Facebook, you're not just like blatantly posing with a Shakeology bottle and that's your profile picture. Or I see so many coaches too, they'll put like these stock images that Beachbody has created to announce like 22-minute hardcore is now on sale. They'll have that as their cover photo. And nobody connects with that. Nobody connects with that as much as they connect with you. You are branding yourself with this. So don't brand yourself with Beachbody. Beachbody does a great job of branding themselves. They don't need you to help brand them either. You essentially are your own business owner, and you have the capability to brand yourself, and just Beachbody is a tool to help you help other people. So make sure that your Facebook doesn't scream Beachbody at every go. Like, I know some coaches as well, they'll put down that they're a 10-star diamond Beachbody coach. And the truth of the matter is, the people who are following you, they don't understand what 10-star diamond coach is. That's just an ego thing to be putting that out there. I'm 7-star qualifying, but you don't see me just like, I'm 7-star qualifying Beachbody coach, and that's what I do. I brand myself as I'm the founder of Illuminate. That's what you're going to see everywhere instead of just Beachbody. So if where it has in your profile where you can list what your career is, I highly recommend that you remove, if it says that you're a Team Beachbody coach or whatever it might be, remove that and instead sit down hard and long and discuss with yourself what your team name is, if you don't already have a team name for yourself. So I didn't really imagine that I would dive into talking about team names on this call, but while I'm bringing it up, I might as well. If you guys are newer, you may not know, but originally my team was called Team Tubby Detoned. I thought of that back when I was like 23 years old and I was drinking on the weekend with a friend, and I was like, Tubby Detoned, that sounds great. And in hindsight, yeah, it's cute and it's rememberable and it's kind of funny, but at the same time, I didn't realize that it also had a negative connotation to it. And so people would say stuff like, oh, you never look tubby, or, oh, that's a shame that you are putting down people who are tubby. And so because of that negative connotation, I really started to look at it in a different light. Like maybe I should change it to something that more aligns to who I am as a person. So throughout my personal growth, just this past year, I decided to rename our team to Illuminate, because I feel that what we're doing as a team is we are illuminating people. We're helping them to shine through and helping their real personality and their real self to be the highlight of who they are. You know, no more suffocating who you are as a person. I want to illuminate who you truly are. So that's why I came up with a new team name. So when it comes to team names, honestly, take your time coming up with a team name. What I would do, and this is what we're going to do tomorrow. What we're going to do tomorrow is we're going to come up with like a list of all of the characteristics that, you know, your best friend forever would have. Now, when you come up with that kind of list, when you are naming your team, you want to think of a name that is symbolic to the kind of person that you want to attract to your business. And essentially, the kind of person you're looking to attract to your business should be very similar as to who you are as a person, or the name of your team should reflect who it is that you want to grow into. So if you want to grow it, let's say, you know, right now you're not exactly all as confident as you could be, and that's fine, because when I started this business, I was a shell of who I am today. So think about who it is that you want to grow into. Think about who it is that you want to attract to your team. You know, right now you might have a bunch of really negative people surrounding you. And that's, of course, you want a tribe around you of really positive people. So don't think about what you have right now, especially if the people don't highlight your best characteristics and they really weigh you down. Think about who it is that you want as your best friend. Think about who it is that you want to surround yourself by, and create a team name that is reflective of that. And also keep in mind that your team name doesn't need to have the word team in it either. You know, I chose Illuminate. I just want it straight Illuminate. I know there's like the Sweet Elite is a team. The Bombshell Dynasty, which is Lindsay Matway. Lindsay Matway, if you want to have a really awesome chance of looking at how somebody has really built an incredible brand around themselves, Lindsay Matway is a perfect person to do like a little research on. If you go to her Facebook, I mean, this woman, she is like a legit freaking Victoria's Secret bombshell. And so her team name, except for that Snapchat filter, hey, Lindsay. But this woman is like a straight bombshell. And so, she is brilliant and came up with the Bombshell Dynasty. Now, her team, you're going to see, are basically a bunch of white Anglo-Saxons, like tall, blondes, blue eyes, tan, fit as hell. They look like they could be Victoria's Secret models. Like, that's who she attracts to her team. By putting herself out there as the Bombshell Dynasty, people look at her like, I want to be a part of Bombshell Dynasty. Like, ooh, you know? So she knew what she was doing by creating the name the Bombshell Dynasty. So think about who it is that you want to attract to your team. Think about what the average sum of most of who you want to surround yourself by, what they look like, what they love to do, who they are as human beings, their key characteristics, and then build a team name that is reflective of that and that has a culture that is reflective of that. So let's go back to my Facebook. So I want to show you, I'm going to save this first post for last. But so the thing is this is super easy. I mean, really, doing Facebook is not that hard. For instance, something I do every day, I start my day off by posting a quote, whether it be an inspirational quote, whether it be something funny. The quotes that I post, though, are reflective of me. They're reflective of my tribe. and what I feel my tribe wants to see. So you're going to see a lot of quotes that are self-love quotes. You're going to see a lot of quotes that help other people to understand that they're not alone. So I post those kind of quotes. And about 8 times out of 10, these are not original quotes that I've created. These are quotes that I'm on Instagram, and I'm an Instagram lover. I love spending hours on Instagram combing through the good quote or combing through other Instagram pages, finding quotes that resonate with me so that, here, let me show you my photos. So I have over 3,500 screenshots on my phone, and most of these are just quotes. So what I do every morning is I'll find a quote that resonates with how I'm feeling in the morning or what I feel that my people would resonate with. And I'm just taking those quotes. Let me see if I can find the broken one. Okay, so here we go. This is the one I posted today. That broken thing you keep trying to put back together can't even compare with that. Well, whatever, you can read it. But that's exactly what I did. I took that quote and I posted it as an original thought on my Facebook. And then I add an original hashtag. Now, if this was quoted by like Albert Einstein, I would have said Albert Einstein somewhere in there. But most of the time, these are just, who knows who said that? So I just post it. And they get the best reaction. Here you see I have over 140 likes and over 6 shares. That's pretty awesome. But let me be honest with you. I have been doing this for over a year. And when I first started posting these quotes, I didn't really get a lot of feedback. I didn't really get a lot of interaction. It takes time. So trust the process. Be here a year from now and understand that every single thing that you're doing is going to eventually pay off. So every morning I start it with a quote. And then this is a post. This guy and I have been following one another for a really long time, and I decided to allow this post to come up on my Facebook as something on my wall, because basically what it's doing is it's highlighting how what I say, the suggestions that I make, people are following through with my suggestions. They find value in the things that I suggest. So I'm a big lover of Primal Pit Paste. It's a natural deodorant. And I've done several posts on Primal Pit Paste. And here Brendan, he ordered some Primal Pit Paste, tested it out, and he even tagged me about how I recommended it and he loves it. So I kept that as a post on my Facebook so that people can see that there is some validity behind what it is that I share, that other people follow my suggestions and appreciate them. Another thing about my tribe. So I'm single. I've never had any kids. And so I like to talk about being single or joke around about it, or joke around how everybody around me is pregnant and I'm not. So this falls in line with my target market. And you can see I had over 148 likes, 4 shares. This is a girl who just signed up as a coach, Alicia, and she tagged me in a post of her preparing some healthy food. So I allowed that to be shown on my Facebook because it shows that, yeah, I'm working with people and I'm helping to inspire them towards healthier ways of eating. Here's another post I allowed on my Facebook. This one's from April McDonald, who is the top coach within our team. And here she is. She's talking about how she used to see me getting tagged or getting different stuff for being an elite coach. And now that she's elite, she's getting all of this stuff. So I decided to allow that on my page as well because that adds some validity behind our team too. Here's a post I made about my income, which I was nervous to make this post, but I ended up signing up 3 coaches from this, and I have about 4 coaches on the back burner who are just waiting to sign up. Anyway, there's deliberance behind everything that I share on my Facebook. I share stuff before. So let me think about this here. Okay, so there's a Facebook page that I really like called Sun Gazing. And then there's the guy David Wolf. So let me go to David Wolf. So David Wolf posts a lot of stuff that I appreciate. I'm into holistic, natural stuff. But the truth is, okay, this is a great post that David made. Both of these women are 74 years old. The choice is yours to make. Now, obviously, in the field that we have, this would be something that would be really powerful for us to share. But the truth is if I were to right now go and just click share and share this to my wall, there's not going to be a lot of traction with it, because what people are going to then do is they're going to go to my Facebook, or my Facebook is going to pop up on their news feed, and they're going to see that I shared this from David Wolf. So then what's going to happen is they can go to David Wolf and look at David Wolf and follow him as their go-to for health and fitness and nutrition, instead of looking at me as their go-to for health, fitness, and nutrition. So instead, what I would do with this post that David Wolf posted is I would then just take this photo, I would save it to my phone, and then I would post it when I felt the feeling was right, when it fits my posting schedule. I would make this post and share it as an original post of my own. That way, what happens then is, let's say somebody wants to share it, then if somebody were to share this post, a post that I originally posted off from my cell phone, if this were to go viral, people then are going to see that I'm the original poster of it. So they could very well click on my name instead of David Wolf's name. They would click on my name, and now what they have the ability to do is they can scroll through my Facebook and see all of the other valuable content that I'm sharing. See Shakeology posts, see posts about Primal Pit Pace, see posts about my own fitness journey. And now they're looking at me like, oh, I have something in common with this girl. And now they either decide to follow me or they decide to friend me. Which would you rather have? Would you rather share something from David Wolf and have your followers go and follow David Wolf? Or let's say you shared something from David Wolf and it became viral. You had like 50 people decide to share it. Well, then people are going to track it back to David Wolf instead of you. It makes so much more sense to make something original, something that you posted yourself and that David Wolf didn't post, or whoever it might be, so that you have the capability of having a post go viral and then having more eyes on your content. Does that help? Does everybody understand? Show of hands. Does that make sense? Cool. All right, awesome. Thank you, guys. So with that being said, what I really want to do right now is I kind of want to take a look at your guys' profiles. I want to take a look, give my critique. Now, this is going to be a loving critique. I'm going to go through, I'm going to see what the awesome strengths are of your profile, but I also want to go through and give you an idea of how it is that you can be doing better. So do I have any volunteers for this? Christina, I see you. Okay, I'll go to yours, Christina. Okay, so let's go to Christina. All right, so first let me comment. I love the fact that her profile picture is a beautiful picture of her where she's smiling and she's happy and she looks like she's just freaking thrilled as hell to be alive. Some people I see as coaches, they have like a photo where they're mean mugging as their profile picture. They look like they're absolutely like terrified to live and they hate their life. Now you're going to scare people off with those kind of photos. So to see a photo of her beautiful smiling face, that's very inviting. That allows people to look at her and say, hey, I kind of wanted to get to know that girl. Another thing too that I see a lot of coaches do is they'll post profile pictures where on their profile it's not even them. It's maybe let's say the Miami Dolphins, or let's say it's like them and 5 people in their profile picture. Well, the truth is nobody's going to connect with the Miami Dolphins mascot as your profile picture. They're going to come to your profile and they're going to be like, okay, sweet, so you love the Miami Dolphins, but who are you as a person? So that could very well scare people off. And another thing is if you have on your profile picture a photo of your kids, they're going to be like, all right, you have kids, that's awesome, but who are you? And so that could very well deter people. And then, of course, if you have a profile picture where there's like you and 8 friends, somebody's going to look at that and they're going to be like, well, which one is you? So you ultimately want your profile picture to be you, smiling, happy, just looking like you're thrilled as hell to be alive. That's what you should aim for with your profile picture. So let's look at her cover photo. So her cover photo said, you mustn't be afraid to dream a little bigger, darling. That's awesome. I think it's great that she has an uplifting and a powerful quote as her cover photo. I do think that maybe if she incorporated, a photo of herself into her cover photo, that would be even more powerful. Like maybe if she could combine like a photo of herself with a quote, much similar to that one, I think that would be really immense and really huge. And then if you go down, okay, so here's what she's doing absolutely right. She started doing my quote thing, which is great. She only has 2 people that like this quote. But the thing is like I said, when I first started making these quote posts, it took me a long while for people to start resonating with it and liking it. So you need to have consistency there. So I've seen Christina do this for a while where she's been posting quotes. And I admire that consistency. And that consistency, as long as she continues to post quotes that are true to who she is as a person and they resonate with her and her target market, her tribe, what you're going to see is a year from now, she's going to have 75 to 150 likes and a couple of shares. And that's going to help her to build her following. So here you see Christina, beautiful photo of her celebrating her birthday, which is awesome. You see another quote, which is great. And here, okay, so this is wonderful. So here she's looking to educate people on sleep and the importance of sleep. So it was World Sleep Day, and she is going out of her way to try to educate people on the importance of sleep. Now, I think the one way she could have improved this is posting some kind of photo of herself with this. So she could have taken maybe a photo of herself laying in bed, like passed out. Or she, like something where she's laying that is closely connected to the post itself. And it seems ridiculous to be posting selfies and all of that, especially in our society where, the stigma behind selfies is you're self-absorbed and you're narcissistic if you post a selfie. That's bull. That's bull, because if you are posting a selfie but you're providing value, who the hell cares? So I've seen my business take off largely by posting more selfies, as ridiculous as that sounds. And the reason why I've seen it expand as it has is because people connect to you. They connect to you. They want to see you. They want to see that you're a real human being. They appreciate the ability to look at you in the eyes and understand who you are as a person. So I believe that Christina could have gotten more traction with this post had she have posted a selfie of herself with it at the same time. About a year ago, I started doing exactly what Christina's doing here. I started I would go onto Pinterest and I would research top 10 reasons to eat cherries, for instance. And then what I would do then is I would go back to my Facebook and I would take that post I found on Pinterest of the top 10 reasons to eat cherries, And I would create, I would write out exactly what Christina did here. I'd write out, I love cherries. Who else loves cherries? These are the top 10 reasons why you want to eat cherries. And I would get like 30 likes, which was pretty awesome at the time. But since I've started changing that, now let's say, for instance, if I wanted to make that similar post, what I would do is I would have like a bag of cherries, or I would be holding up a cherry, and I'd be like, who loves cherries? And then I would expand upon the positive reasons why you want to eat cherries. The same thing could go for Brussels sprouts. You could have like, the top 5 reasons Brussels sprouts should be incorporated into your daily nutrition plan. I would hold up a bag of Brussels sprouts, or like I would hold a dish of Brussels sprouts in front of me and have a photo taken. And that's going to get a lot more traction with your Facebook than if you didn't do that. Here, this is really awesome. So she was sharing that there was a recall on Bumblebee tuna. That's awesome because she's looking to help. She's looking to add value to people's day. Here she's promoting somebody who did her hair, which her hair looks awesome. And then here's a Flex Friday post. So she encouraged people to post their Flex Fridays. And she was really smart about it, and she tagged people to participate. So if you were to make a similar post, if you just did, let's see those flexies, and you took that photo and you posted it, but at the same time, you didn't tag anybody in it, you're probably not going to get as much interaction. So I really value the idea that she tagged people and encouraging them to participate in the Flex Friday image with her. And there, look at that. See, she has pretty good engagement. So here's another post she made Mama proud with this Italian St. Patrick's Day rigatoni and cabbage. So this is great because she's sharing, of course, the food that she's making, which you always, you want to share what it is that you're eating because you're in the health and fitness nutrition field. People want to see what it is that you're eating. Even if you eat something quote unquote shitty or not as healthy for you, people want to understand where it is that you're coming from. The only thing that I would suggest is I try to engage in as much interaction as possible, or try to encourage as much interaction as possible. So this was posted on St. Patty's Day. So I would maybe make this post a little slightly more engaged inducing by saying, who's eating a traditional St. Patty's Day meal today? And then I would say, I made my mama proud with this Italian St. Patrick's Day rigatoni and cabbage. So I try to ask questions as often as possible to encourage people to participate and to respond back to me. Because the truth is you need to have what is called call to actions in most of your posts if you want people to actually engage with you. Otherwise, you're kind of just talking to people. You're kind of talking to people and just showing people. But if you put some kind of call to action, like comment below if you love cabbage, or comment below your favorite thing to do with cherries, or comment below if you are interested in getting more information about joining my team, or message me if you want to know more about the next 3-week fitness and nutrition group I'm hosting. Having a call to action is certainly really important. That is by far something that is going to dramatically change your business if you ask for people to participate. If you tell them what it is that you want them to do. Message me. Comment below. You're telling people exactly what it is that you want out of them. So that's something that if you're not putting calls to actions in your posts, you're missing the boat. And one more thing, too, I want to talk about, and this has nothing to do with Christina's post, but when I make a post, I use Facebook basically as my journal. It's like my blog. So when I decide to actually take my blog seriously, what I can do then is I can go to my Facebook and take a lot of the posts that I've made and just copy and paste them over to my blog, because I have a lot of valuable content I'm sharing on my Facebook. At the same time, though, I want to show you, I write a lot on my Facebook. Now, the thing is, though, is this post I made right here about my income. I have it broken up like you would if you were writing, a paper for your English course. I have it broken up into paragraphs. Now, when I make a long post, I always make sure that I have like one small opening line, one small like teaser that intrigues people to read the rest of what it is that I have to post. And then the rest of my post is broken up into paragraphs. I never got A's in writing. I never got A's in English. I don't know if I'm using commas and punctuations correctly. I don't know if I'm making paragraphs where paragraphs are supposed to be made. But it doesn't matter. I'm just doing it. And I'm doing it because people would much rather, this is a lot more appealing, and people are more tempted to read what I have to say if I have a little teaser sentence in the beginning and then I break it up into paragraphs thereafter. Because otherwise, let's say you stumbled across this and you just saw one huge verbal vomit of one long paragraph. Nobody's going to want to read that. Like, geez, that looks like a lot to tackle. Nobody wants to read that. So you have to break it up and make it look like it's easy to digest and it's easy to chew and spit up. And so the only way you're going to do that is if you create paragraphs and make it look presentable. And by all means, please, 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 if you're going to do a long post, have a little introductory teaser sentence that kind of like intrigues people to want to read more. And then look at this. I also have a call to action. If you're interested in learning more about what I do for a living, please message me or tag someone below you feel would be a good fit for this. I'm interviewing 5 new people to mentor in the month of March to see if you fit with the culture of our team. If you're at all curious, please don't hesitate to reach out. So there's a call to action right there. And because of that call to action, I had a lot of people message and reach out to me. So let's see. Who else do we have? Abby, let's do you. I see you got your hand raised. All right, Abby. First things first, I love that you have that quote, but the same thing with Christina. I would recommend that your cover photo be like an image of yourself and then incorporate this quote somehow into this. Your profile picture. Okay, for one, you're absolutely freaking gorgeous. But I guarantee if you posted a beautiful photo of yourself where you're showing off those beautiful teeth that you have, that would be even more inviting than what you already have. So Abby, you're gorgeous. I mean, look at you, hell. But if you posted a photo where you're smiling, I can imagine that would improve your Facebook overall for you. So here you go. You're posting about your fitness. Here is what I do notice right away, though. This was posted on March 16th. It is March 20th. So the consistency isn't exactly there. So I love that you posted no work today, taking care of my sick baby, might as well get in a workout in. And I hope your baby's feeling better. But if you want substantial long-term success with this, a post every single day is important. Because I can guarantee you're probably already on Facebook anyway. You've probably the past 4 days that you haven't been posting, you've had some kind of interaction. You've been spending time on Facebook. So, post. Post and have consistency there, because otherwise what happens is people look and they think, well, she's not consistent with herself, or she's not consistent with having a presence on social media. And as asinine as it sounds, subconsciously people look at that and they think, well, if she's not sharing all the time, if she isn't consistently posting about herself, about her own journey, how is she going to be able to help me? How is she able to coach me and help me be consistent when I'm not accountable to myself? So people are looking for other people who are holding themselves accountable so that they can hold them accountable, if that makes sense. And hey, the truth is, I'm going to be honest right now, I haven't worked out in 3 days. Okay? I haven't worked out in 3 days. But I'm still posting, and you better believe I'm making a post later today about how I haven't worked out in 3 days. But I'm also going to share that I'm doing X, Y, and Z. And I'm sharing the reasons why, and I'm being authentic, and I'm sharing that with people. So don't feel like you need to be perfect with this. We're freaking human beings. You know, life comes up, things happen. But if you really want to have the utmost success with this, you got to tell people when you're not working out. And Abby, I don't know if you have or haven't been working out, but I'm just saying, you know, consistency in sharing what is and is not going on in your life is paramount to this, and is going to help you to have overall success. Oh, okay, sweet. So here she is. She's sharing a recipe. So it says, I love to have fries in my steak salad. Here's a healthy alternative. So she shared a recipe. She said, you don't have to sacrifice food you love when trying to get healthy. Just get creative. So Abby, I absolutely love that, and it's a shame that you only have one person who liked that. But I can provide some clarity as to why you may have only had one person. You may have only had one person like that because, for one, you don't have like a call to action, like comment below with your favorite way to make fries, or comment below with your favorite thing to do with potatoes. So with that, you may have had more interaction. But I also know, too, that Facebook has this stupid thing called Facebook algorithms, which basically means that if you post something and you only have like one person like it, then what happens is Facebook puts it like on the back burner. It basically puts it on a lower priority. So if you only have one person like it in the matter of 15 minutes, then Facebook is going to call it dead in the water, and it's not really going to pop up in a lot of people's news feeds. So a post that you think, man, I put a lot of effort into this. I mean, obviously, Abby, you put effort into that, and I can see it, and I love it. But you put effort into it and you have like one person like it maybe in 15 minutes, Facebook is going to say, I'm not going to make this a priority, and so it's going to be lower on the totem pole, and so it doesn't get showed. And the reason behind that is twofold too. Consistency in posting every single day and getting interaction every single day boosts your Facebook algorithms so that your posts are seen more frequently, more often. Whereas if I'm like, oh, I'll post today, and then I'll post like 10 days later, and then maybe I'll post a third day, and then, you know, like if it's all over the place, Facebook is going to deem your stuff like non-valuable, and so your stuff isn't going to be seen as much. So that's one thing. And then the second thing is okay, you posted this and you got one like, but we don't have a way of being able to tell how many people saw it and maybe like read the whole thing. And then for whatever reason, whether they're like a ghost follower or whatever it might be, they decided not to like or comment on it. So that's why it's also important to have like a call to action, like comment below with your favorite way to make French fries or whatever it might be. So if you had a call to action and you had maybe somebody comment on it, or maybe a couple of likes, or if you said like this post if you love French fries, and you had like 5 people like it, then chances are, Abby, this post would have had more views and maybe more engagement because of a call to action. So if you guys have like a fire post and you're like, oh, this is going to be awesome, make sure that you have a call to action and make sure that you are being consistent every single day. Because if you're consistent every single day, the algorithms are going to allow your stuff to be seen by more people. It is what it is. It kind of sucks that it is that way, but it reinforces consistency. I went on the cruise this past week, 5-day cruise. I did not post live. I didn't have Wi-Fi. I said, you know what? I am checking out. I've worked so hard. I deserve to be able to have some free time and not worry about Beachbody whatsoever. But I didn't want to lose my algorithms. I didn't want to lose all of the consistency I had and all of the engagement that I've been getting through my posts. So I actually went and I scheduled quotes every morning for 8 o'clock a.m. A post would be made by a scheduling app every morning at 8 a.m. posting a quote. So I did not lose my algorithms. I did not lose my Facebook affinity. So that's always an option too. If a lot of you guys are pressed for time and you're like, I don't know how the hell I'm going to get a post in today, what you could do is every Sunday set off like a 10-minute block of time and go into a scheduling app and just schedule out one consistent post for every single day. So that still allows you the ability every single day to post a live post of some sort, if that makes any sense. So I have a video that teaches you how to use Buffer, and that I believe is on the Social Media 101 PDF. So Abby, thank you for being a guinea pig there. I appreciate it. Your stuff is awesome, girlfriend. It's just a matter of posting every single day. So Jess, let's look at you. Jess's profile is awesome. It's a photo of her. You know, what's going to happen is if I didn't know Jess, if I wasn't a Beachbody coach or anything, and I just came over here to her Facebook, I'm going to look at this girl and I'm going to be like, who the hell is this girl? She's doing stuff I love. Here it is. She's freaking snorkeling, and that I'm a slut for snorkeling. She's snorkeling. She looks like she's adventurous. She's doing a yoga pose on a rock in the middle of Hawaii on our team retreat. Here in our intro, mom, wife, traveler, dreamer, doer, online health, fitness, and lifestyle coach. Okay, she's speaking to my heart here. I may not be a mom and I may not be a wife, but I'm a traveler, I'm a dreamer, doer, and the idea of being an online health and fitness coach, I would definitely either follow her or ask to be her friend right away. Founder and CEO at Team Revive. She's doing all of that right. Here you go. You see her featured photos. They're all photos of, here's her transformation photo after having Rowan. I don't know how this doesn't have any likes. Look at that shit. Look at her. Here she is with the team retreat. Who would not want to follow her, seeing all of this stuff? Here she is. She's with Rowan, a beautiful photo of her. This is fantastic. So Jess has a Facebook like page, which I'm not going to really dive into those right now, and I really would appreciate if you guys didn't worry about them. Don't worry about Facebook like pages. Focus on your personal page right here, right now. But I will say this is awesome. Jess has a video of herself doing some fitness moves. That's how, when I originally, back in 2014, from February to December, I went from having 5,000 followers on Instagram to having over 40,000 followers on Instagram. And I did that through creating fitness videos, just like what Jess did here. So if you are somebody who you want to share fitness videos, or maybe you have like a really incredible way to prepare food, you love making food and you are a great chef, or let's say you have something that's more targeted to your niche, like Lauren Avon. I'll show you guys her in a second. She's incredible. She's like a pole dancer. She does silk aerials. She shares a lot of videos on that. So understand what your target market is. Understand what it is that they want to see. And if you really want to explode with your social media presence, create videos that appeal to them. And here, Jess did this right too, because here she did a call to action. Don't forget to head over to my page and like it so you can see more of my fitness posts. So that's exactly that's great. And this, you're doing something right too when you have people who are tagging you in stuff that is related to your target market. So this woman, Nancy, has probably been following Jess. I don't know whether she's a coach on Jess's team, she's a prospect or whatever it is, but she's been following Jess. She's seen Jess post fitness videos. She's probably seen Jess post a video maybe where Jess was working out with Rowan. And when she saw this, she thought of Jess and she tagged Jess in it. So that shows you that Jess is doing something right. And I brought her up earlier, April McDonald. April posts a lot about her German Shepherd. She posts a lot about Chipotle. She posts a lot about guacamole. So what April has a lot of is people tag her on similar posts. Oh, girl, did you see this guacamole t-shirt? Or, oh, look at this dog excited. Look at this German Shepherd excited to see his master come home from the war. She's doing something right because she is blatant about who it is that she is. She's posting a lot that she has a German Shepherd. She's posting a lot about guacamole. People recognize that, and so when they see German Shepherds or guacamole, they instantly think of April and they want to tag her in it. Same thing goes for me. I have people all the time tagging me in adventure stuff and skydiving stuff and trip stuff. So you want to determine like what sets you apart from other people and be just true to that. Be unapologetically true to that so that when people see stuff that you've posted about, let's say you are big into crocheting. When people see like a really awesome crochet design that's gone viral and it's a video, they're tagging you in that. Like, don't be ashamed if you love crocheting. There could be a crochet freaking niche market out there that's been untapped. And if you were somebody who loves to crochet and you post about it, but at the same time you intertwine your love for fitness or eating healthier or your transformation, that's going to do you a world of justice. And it's going to help a lot of people more than you could have ever imagined if you are just true to who you are as a person and post unapologetically about that. Here, Jess is recognizing one of her new coaches on her team, which is an awesome practice to do. And here, just another thing, Jess posted about sleep. So, she got a relatively great response from it, but I would still recommend maybe, Jess could have taken a photo of Rowan sleeping and shared a photo of Rowan or shared a photo of herself. And I bet it could have gotten even more traction than what it did. Here she goes, she's sharing DIY. Awesome. Okay, I'll do one more and then I'll take questions. All right, Sandra, I'll do yours. All right. So she's got a great photo of her and her son. I love it. She could intertwine, the little quote section that is supposed to be up here, as well as some featured photos to kind of allow people who are stumbling across her profile to understand a little bit more about who she is as a person. She has a relatively decent response on this post that she made, but let's say, for instance, if I were to make a post similar to this, I would say, what wacky foods does your toddler eat that you would have never imagined? Can't believe he's sitting here eating Tuscan veggie soup. That's maybe how I would have turned that into something that would have asked for even more engagement. So then maybe somebody could be like, oh yeah, my kid loves peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwiches. I don't know. But, by asking questions, you're going to get more engagement, more eyes on your stuff. Okay, so here's an example. So Sandra shared a photo from I'm a Proud Mama's photo. So, and she also had 1 like. My recommendation is I would have gone to this photo. I would have taken a screenshot or saved that to my phone, and then I would have uploaded that myself. And then I would have maybe put like a question like, how freaking adorable is that? Or what's it say? Knew I had found the man of my dreams as soon as I looked into my son's eyes. Maybe I would have posted a question along with it like, all right, ladies, who else can relate? I would have done something like that, which would have caused for higher engagement. So here's a post she's made. So, all right, this is great because she asked a question. Said, what better way to spend a Saturday than making great food and having great conversation with some awesome people? Of course, it doesn't hurt when part of that conversation involves hearing others rave about how great your kid is. So it's a great post because she asked a question, but at the same time, she's talking about making great food. So I probably would have posted a photo of the great food I had. That way people are seeing it, they can comment on it and start to engage with it. So her profile is great. Obviously, she's a proud little mom, as she should be, because he's adorable and awesome. But I would suggest finding more ways to incorporate the other things that you enjoy out of life as well. So we will cover that. So we're going to create our lists. The second day in, I believe, of the 7 things you could easily talk about, are passionate about, or have insight on. And once Sandra starts incorporating that stuff into her Facebook post, I believe she's going to get even higher response than what she already has. So hopefully that was helpful for you. So at this time, let's go ahead and let's ask for some questions. You're welcome, Sandra. So who has questions?
Can you hear me, Kelly?
Yes. Hi, beautiful.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. So today I was watching a viral video that was like comparing 2 women qualities and like how men should. Anyway, the content doesn't really matter, but I didn't want to reshare that basically based on what you're talking about earlier because it was just going to track back to that guy's page, but I still wanted to have some kind of engaging conversation about it and then still include that video. Would that just be a comment? Like, can you kind of go into how to make a post your own, like when it comes to videos, not sharing a picture?
Great question. Okay, so this is where things get tricky as well. So Facebook and YouTube, they're competitors of one another. So if you make a Facebook post with a YouTube video, so okay, for instance, right now I have this video, it's the presentation of how coaching saved my life. 30-minute video. If I went and just copied this, pasted it as a new thread, as a new post on my wall, and if I did it all right, if I had an engaging question at the very top, if I would have put a call to action on it would probably be dead in the water unless it got like really awesome traction, unless like I had like 500 of our teammates all of a sudden just like start posting it like crazy and supporting it. And that's because they're competitors of one another. So how I've done posts in the past where I've wanted to share a YouTube video that I've personally created is so for instance, I created a video about how to do a forearm headstand. When I created that video, I took a screenshot of myself from that video and I shared the screenshot. And then I said, I'm thinking about creating a video about how to do a forearm headstand. Who would be interested in checking that video out? Or who would find value in learning how to do a forearm headstand? And then I had a lot of people who were like, I want to do it, me. I had like a lot of crazy interaction. So then what I did is I ended up sharing the video in the comment thread below. So like what you could do is let's say, for instance, I found a really awesome video for how to make vegan mac and cheese. So I would maybe post something like, who loves mac and cheese? I absolutely do, but I haven't had it since going vegan. But I found a really awesome recipe on how to veganize mac and cheese. Who would be interested in seeing it? And then then people are going to be like, I want to see the recipe for mac and cheese. Or maybe I made it. I think there would be more validity if I said, I made this recipe and it was so freaking good. Who would love to see the recipe? And then you're going to have a bunch of people like, I want to see it. And then you can, in the comment thread, you can be like, here's the recipe, guys. So maybe then, like, if you were to create something similar, you could be like, I recently watched a YouTube video about X, Y, and Z, and it helped to enlighten me in this kind of way. Who would like to see the video? Or what would you think what's your feedback on the video? I'll post the video in the first comment thread below. Does that help?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You are very welcome. Great question. Anybody else with any questions? Another comment I want to make too is never, ever, ever make negative posts. Never make something that could cause a whole lot of polarity. Try to refrain against stuff that, like a year later, you're going to be like, dude, what was I even sweating over that for? Because the truth is negativity, what it does is negativity breeds negativity. If you post negativity out there, you're going to get negativity back. And essentially, your tribe, your people that you want a part of your team, you don't want a bunch of people who are pissing and bitching and moaning over stupid stuff. And if you are pissing and moaning and you're using your Facebook as a way to just like vent, what you're going to attract to your business is a lot of people who just want to piss, moan, and vent. And that's not a tribe that you really want, especially with all the personal development that we're doing. So please refrain from anything negative because it's not going to be good. You're just going to attract negativity to you. So the more you could be positive, or let's say you do have a negative thing happen to you. So for instance, back in November, my freaking landlord stole my luggage. She stole my luggage that was delivered to my house. I had every right and reason to be like, what's wrong with this woman? But I positioned it in, hey guys, what would you do in this situation? I ordered luggage off from Amazon. I got a notice that it had arrived to my house, and then when I looked out there, it wasn't out there, but it was signed for by my landlord. And after talking to my landlord, she told me she took it. What would you do? So if you can take something negative and spin it to get a reaction, to get like feedback and engagement, and calling for a most positive engagement, that's going to serve you a lot better than if you just like use your Facebook as a way to vent or complain or anything like that. Great. I'm glad that was helpful for you. Anybody else with any questions, comments? Oh, Corey, I see that you are on. Do you mind if I show people your Facebook?
No, I'm driving, and I'm grocery shopping. I'm just listening, but go ahead. That's fine.
Okay, cool. So Corey, I love Corey. She is one of the diamonds on her team. 1-star qualifying, super freaking proud of her. She's awesome. She's consistent. She posts all the time. She's positive. And I just had a small little critique for her like a week ago, and I believe that that's greatly helped her. Corey, would you say the recommendation I gave helped you?
Yeah, I reevaluated. I think that that's something that I was doing before, but then just, getting in that mindset of like, oh, I got to get something up, or whatever time, gets away from you and you want to get something up, and you just post something rather than really thinking about what you are putting, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And so, okay, with everything I said, Corey's consistency, she's posting to her target market, she's posting valuable stuff. I talked to her on the phone a couple of weeks ago, and I just kind of looked over her Facebook for her to give her some critiques. And I love her. She's posting about her boys all the time, and it's great. But she wasn't really calling for any interaction from people. She was kind of just like talking to people. And so I ended up here, let's go down. So this is great. So this is a post Corey made on March 17th. And let me also show you consistency at its best. Look at her. She's posting all the time. She is consistent. She's doing exactly what is necessary for her to grow her business like she has. So I'm really proud of her there. But let's say, for instance, this post she made. Okay, do you see these 3 ladies? She's asking a question. All of a sudden, people are like, yeah, I see these 3 ladies. Why do I need to see them? So that causes them to want to pay attention to what it is she has to say. So she said, these 3 ladies are only a fraction of the amazing people I get the pleasure to work with on a daily basis. We are a family, incredibly blessed and thankful for this opportunity we get to call our JOB. Does your current job or situation excite you, empower you, encourage you to grow? When you think of life, do you feel as though life is happening to you or for you? If you answered, I think she meant to say yes, maybe it's time for a shift. If you answered for you, I got it. If you answered to you, maybe it's time for a shift. If you answered for you, hell yeah, you freaking rock. Today is your day to make a shift and allow life to happen for you. We are inviting you to join our family and start living a life of passion, purpose, growth, and paying it forward. Simply drop your email below or shoot me a message and say, I'm ready to jump. And so she had, looks like 13 likes. And I don't know, she didn't have any responses on this, but she very well could have had people who reached out to her. But she did this right. Whereas I had seen Corey in the past, she would make a post similar to this, and it seemed kind of like she was just kind of talking to people. But instead, what Corey started to do was she started to ask questions, and she started to really engage people. And through doing that, I've seen more interaction with her post by simply making that one change. So very proud of you, Corey.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, anybody else with any questions?
A quick question.
Yeah.
So I know Carolyn made it for you, but your cover photo,
Uh-huh.
do you like recommend anything specific to use to like make quotes on your pictures and like that kind of thing?
Mhm. So there's a couple of websites. There's PicMonkey, P-I-C, Monkey. So PicMonkey, you can make there you go, Facebook cover right there. Yep. So you can do it there, or you could go to canva.com and make Facebook covers as well. I know if you go to YouTube, I think that Brittany Leggett maybe created a video on how to use PicMonkey.
Okay.
So, Katie Hefner. So she's a Beachbody coach. When you type in PicMonkey tutorial, and look at that. This chick has over 67,000 views. And I guarantee that a lot of those views aren't Beachbody coaches. So this is another way to be really smart. If you know how to do something that people don't know, don't take it for granted. A lot of times we just chalk it up like, oh, everybody knows how to do this. But, hell, you could even have a recipe for macaroni and cheese. Back to, man, I need to eat some macaroni and cheese. You could have a recipe for macaroni and cheese, and you could be like, dude, this is great, but everybody knows how to make macaroni and cheese, right? No, people are attracted to you. Your target market would love to see how you make macaroni and cheese. Or if you know how to do something and you just chalk it up like, everybody knows how to do it. No, not everybody knows how to do what it is that you're sharing. So create videos. I didn't expect for this to go into a YouTube thread or conversation, but if you have something that you can share and teach people, create videos on how to do it, because I guarantee Katie got either a Beachbody coach from this. 67,000 views. She's had to have had people who click on it and they're like, oh,
hey guys, I'm going to make a quick tutorial on how I use
what is she doing? She's involved in the fitness.
recognition
How
and
cool.
coach welcomes.
And then they're going to go to her page and they're going to be like, oh, I wonder if she has anything else valuable to share. So they're going to go and they're going to subscribe and they're going to look through what else that she has. Look at this. What is the extra shoelace eyelet for? How to create a lace lock or heel lock. This girl is doing it right. This girl knows exactly what she's doing to attract people. The same thing goes for me. I am not a yogi. I don't pretend to be like a certified yoga teacher or anything, but I created a video that shares how to do a forearm handstand because I freaking finally learned how to nail it. And I figured there's probably some people that are following me that don't have a friggin' clue as to how to do it. So I might as well create a video and teach some people. And from that video, I taught a lot of people how to do a friggin' yoga forearm handstand. So it doesn't matter how many people have created a video on how to make really bomb macaroni and cheese. Make a video yourself and put it out there because you don't know who that is following you who would love to see your personality shine through in a video. So that was a great question, and I'm sorry I just got on my soapbox. Thanks, Emily. And then Chanel says, you can use apps on your phone as well. I made my Facebook banner using a couple apps. I also used a photo I took, then used an app to add a quote onto it, and then another app to add a watermark. So thank you for that. Anybody else with a question? Anybody? All right. I'll give you guys one last minute. You got me on here. You might as well ask the question. I'm willing to answer whatever questions you may have. Huh? Nope. Guys can post it in the chat thread.
Have you decided whether or not you're going to go back to using a like page? And something you probably didn't really want to talk about today, but just
Yeah. So, all right, I created a Facebook like page a long time ago, probably like 3 years ago, and I've had a love-hate relationship with my Facebook like page. Last year, I decided to bring back my Facebook like page, and I invested over $600 into hiring somebody off from Elance to basically promote it and help to build engagement and help to get people interested in what it was that I had to offer. And dude, I did not get any return on investment back from that. And it's not because the person I hired sucked. He was fantastic. But what I've personally found is I feel that you have to invest money into it, and you have to really, really know what you're doing on a Facebook like page for you to get a response from it. So as long as you, if any of you, if you are consistent in your 3 vital behaviors and you have a very strong engagement with your personal Facebook page, then and only then I would recommend you create a Facebook like page if you have no problem doing the training necessary to understand how best to promote it and how best to run ads for it. And if you are okay putting money into it. Otherwise, I don't recommend creating a Facebook like page. Now with that, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so then, because I am ready for that step, do you have someone you would recommend for training? Because I know a lot of people have done the Jesse Regan stuff, but I've also talked to people who say that he wasn't worth it. You know who I'm talking about?
I think I know who you're talking about, and I think it actually Andrea Wallace, who is Pat Reelman's sister, I believe that's who she used.
Amy used it. Amy and Michelle.
Okay. Were they the ones who told you yay or nay?
Michelle was like, when I reached out to her, she was very like sketchy about her answer. She didn't give me a straight answer. All she said was like that it's a time investment and that she hadn't gotten all the way through the modules yet. And I was like, okay, well, do you find that what you're implementing is helping? And she's like, well, it's taking a long time to go through it. So she didn't really give me a straight up answer. But somebody in the NLC 2006 grad group said that she had done the training and personally found that for the cost versus value, you'd be better off to like find stuff just on YouTube, like free trainings.
Okay.
But I was just wondering if you personally have spoken to anybody else, because I'm at the point where like I was this close back in like January when Jesse opened up his training. I was gonna buy it, and then I didn't. And then the last couple weeks I've been reconsidering it because that's kind of where I'm moving with my market. I want to kind of get into the Facebook like page and growing my Instagram as well. But I was just most wondering if you have like talked to people who had a particular person who they would recommend for like training.
So yeah, obviously then maybe he's not the best route to go. I know that Andrea, Pat's sister, she has had a lot of explosive growth on her Facebook like page by using Jesse's information. At the same time, a lot of people rave about Amy Porterfield, and I personally cannot attest to whether Amy Porterfield is fantastic or not. I haven't really looked into her all that much, but I know that a lot of people, including Chalene Johnson, which says a lot. If Chalene Johnson backs who you are and can, vouch for you, then I would definitely recommend looking into Amy Porterfield if Shalene's all about her.
I listened to her like podcast.
Do you? Yeah. So yeah, I would maybe check into more of her Facebook like page stuff. And then yeah, I after going to a couple events recently, I have flirted with the idea of bringing back my like page, but I'm just so torn because I get such incredible engagement on my personal page that I am nervous. You know, it's a fear, but I'm nervous to open up a like page and then maybe be starting at square one and be posting something that I would otherwise on my personal page get a lot of engagement with, and then with my like page, like, get zero response.
Right.
So
And that's where I'm at now, trying to decide, like, hey, do I post the same content to both pages? Do I, right now I'm dabbling in like posting to my like page first and then sharing it to my personal page to kind of entice people to go over there, with the eventual plan of like closing my personal page, right? And just to also, to kind of footnote for the newer coaches on the call, I personally think that you should, like you mentioned earlier, Kelly, that like until you have strong engagement and strong following on your personal page with your hot and warm market, don't even consider like moving to a like page. And even a few months ago, I wasn't ready to go to a like page, but I think now I am. So it's something I'm just diving into it. I'm doing my own research and stuff, but I figured, you know, hey, I've got Kelly on the call. Might as well ask her.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely. It's important to have consistency in your posts and to have proper engagement before you ever flirt with the idea of opening up a like page. For sure. So thanks for that, Jess. Anyone else? You can type in the chat thread, you can ask, you can raise your hand. Anyone? The biggest thing I want you guys to walk away with from this call is consistency in time. Having consistency every single freaking day. The days that you don't even want to post. I mean, dude, you're on Facebook already. Come on. Like, come on. You're already on there. So make a post. You know, it doesn't have to be something really freaking deep, but, you know, like, try to add value. You know, understand who it is that you're trying to speak to. You know, there was a day where I was just posting because I was trying to please everybody, and I was just trying to make everybody happy. And those posts didn't go anywhere because nobody, you know, like, nobody freaking resonates with vanilla all the time. You know, like, that's why people add freaking Reese peanut butter cup and magic coat to their ice cream. Like, nobody wants vanilla all the freaking time. You know, like, freaking decide who it is that you are as a human being and be unapologetically true to that. Because the truth is I post a lot of stuff that otherwise would really, like, cause some people to, like, be like, oh, like, I'd probably leave a nasty taste in some people's mouths. But I do it with a sense of humbleness. I allow that to shine through. And I also do it out of a sense of confidence in myself as well, because you know what? If you don't see eye to eye with me, that's okay. But if you allow yourself to not see eye to eye with me and it makes you just, like, spiteful or hateful and you end up unfollowing me or unfriending me, then that's fantastic, because you are one less person that I have to walk on pins and needles to be around. And what I want, I mean, the goal here is you want to attract people to your business who are either going to become your client, they're going to become a coach on your team, or they're going to become somebody who's referring people to you and a big fan and follower of yours. Now, with that being said, if you have somebody who becomes a client, chances are, I mean, our end goal is we want that client to become a coach. So if you aren't unapologetically true to yourself and you are kind of just being vanilla all over your Facebook and trying to please everybody, what you're going to attract to your team are people who you don't really click with. And so, like, you know, you might get somebody hooked up on the 21-day fix and it's awesome. You help that person to lose 30 pounds, but then you are going on all these Beachbody trips because, dude, you're going to go on some freaking awesome Beachbody trips with this once you really start taking off. And if you're going on these Beachbody trips and you're sharing a bedroom or you're renting a car with somebody and you're traveling with them to Summit or you're doing whatever and you don't appreciate their company, if when this person is text messaging you or calling you and you're like, oh, this person drains me, like that's not what you want, but that's what you're going to get if you're vanilla. So stop being vanilla. Be true to who you are. And dude, I didn't get to that level overnight, and I didn't get to that level of being absolutely cool with who I am as a person by not doing personal development. I had to do personal development for me to be able to be 100% comfortable with stepping on some toes or, not stepping on pins and needles myself in order to please other people. So do the work. Do the personal work on yourself so you're no longer vanilla. And you're attracting to your team people who are sweet as all hell that you would love to hang out with and you'd love to share a bed with because you're going to Summit and you want to split the cost of a hotel room with them. Like, be true to who you are, stop being vanilla, and be freaking consistent. And over time, you're going to have a lot of freaking success with this. Hey! Jess says, be sure they don't snore like Kelly, though. So, maybe I'll just start attracting to my team other snorers who appreciate me drowning them out, okay? But yeah, guys, so you want to appreciate your company, and the only way you're going to do that is by being true to who you are so you can allow the other people who are like, dude, that chick is awesome, and she is, like, saying stuff that, like, hits me here. You want to find people that you're hitting here. And the only way you're going to do that is by not being vanilla. All right. Anything else? So who's going to stop being vanilla? Yeah? Show of hands. Yeah, you're sick of being vanilla? Yeah. All right, Chris, I see you. Awesome. So stop being vanilla. Be yourself. Allow your true tribe to shine through and allow them to find you. And the only way they're going to find you is if you're unapologetically true to yourself. I encourage you guys, if none of you are like one of my personally sponsored coaches, to go check out my Facebook. Freaking just immerse yourself into my Facebook and see what it is that I'm doing. And you can understand how unapologetically true to myself I've become. And through that, I'm attracting to my business people like I would have never imagined before. So it doesn't come overnight. It comes gradually. I'm not asking you to all of a sudden post all about all the skeletons in your closet. That's just unrealistic. But if you can, like, eventually lead cookie crumbs to your baggage and then eventually be like, look, this is my baggage and I'm owning it and I'm moving beyond it. That's what this is about. And by sharing your baggage, you're going to attract other people who are like, man, I feel you. I've been there, I've done that, and I admire you for raising the standard in your life, and I want that too. You're looking for other people who can say me too. All right. Anything else, guys? All right, cool. Well, thank you so much. I had an hour and a half of your time. I appreciate you guys being on here so much. Thank you. I love you all. Have a great evening or great afternoon. And please be on our call tomorrow. Oh, you are very welcome, Jason. One last thing before we go. Tomorrow we have a special guest speaker on our team call. Her name is Amy Morgan. She is a mom. She's a Beachbody coach. She was a premier coach last year. She's currently pregnant, and she's working her business like no other. And so I'm having her on the call tomorrow because I wanted to highlight how somebody who is busy being pregnant busy and has all the excuses in the world of, I'm pregnant and I just want to relax and I want to eat for two. She's putting that to the side and she's working her business hardcore. And so she's going to be on the call discussing exactly how to do so. And I know Jess, when Jess was pregnant with Rowan, dude, she killed it. I know that she had like a little, there was a time where she was kind of like getting the hang of the whole pregnancy thing, but man, she like blew her business up while pregnant. And so Amy is going to be discussing exactly how to do that. So if you have any pregnant coaches, any coaches who are looking to become pregnant, anybody who is like, I don't have enough time, I have 3 kids and whatever, you want them on this call. So be on this call tomorrow because it's going to be crazy awesome. And then afterwards at 9 p.m. Eastern time, I'm going to be hosting a mentorship call as well. So I'll be discussing if you're a new coach and you need help with how to build your business. We're going to be discussing your why and be discussing all the important stuff for helping you to really build a solid foundation with your business. So thank you so much for hopping on this call, guys. I'm so glad this is kicking off. I hope you guys are just as excited about it as I am. Thank you for your time. I love each and every one of you. Have a good afternoon, and hopefully I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye. Chris, if you want to stay on, I'll look over your Facebook for you. Hey, Chris, are you still on here?
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. All right, awesome. Thank you for being so open to wanting me to check this out for you.
No problem.
All right, so cool. So first things first, I love your smile. It's such an awesome smile. So that in there of itself, that's great. All right, I love that you have your cover photo with your kids. I would suggest maybe making a cover photo that has like you and your kids in it. So maybe you can make something with Canva or PicMonkey or something. That would be great. I would, in your intro, mention a little something about just like being a fitness coach.
Mm-hmm. I put fitness motivator because like I'm not.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, I didn't even see that. Damn.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. I'm still on my heavy side. So when I get to my goal, then that'll kind of be like the first thing that I'll put up there.
Yeah.
But it's kind of in the middle currently because I'm still working on myself.
Okay, cool. No, that's fine. I'm sorry, I didn't even see that. I was looking all over in there, and there it was. Okay. I would do your featured photos. So make sure that you go into your Facebook profile and you add featured photos.
Okay.
One of your featured photos, I would definitely have that be your before and after from what was it you did?
I did it Max 30, and then I attempted to do it again a couple times, and not even gonna lie, I kind of just like got burned out on it. So currently right now I'm doing the 22-minute hardcore right now, and I'm in tomorrow will be week 2, day 1. Mm-hmm. So pretty good so far there. I gotta make some time to meal prep sometime today, but
okay.
I like this a lot, and I love how it incorporates weights as well. So yeah. Just I'm kind of sick right now. But yeah, I just hopefully this one will be I haven't really posted any before and afters because I don't want to like bore people with constant before and afters. Yeah. So I haven't posted one for like 2 months. So with this one, I want this one to be really meaningful and like, damn, look at him now, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of putting that on the back burner with the before and afters right now. But I'll definitely put the first one up that I had.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I would definitely do that. Okay, so I see that you really enjoy cars and working on them and fixing them up. So
Yeah.
I would make it more deliberate when you post about them. So I would post about them like maybe once or twice a week.
Okay. But yeah, that was yesterday. That was all from my Instagram. And actually, it was kind of upset it didn't put it like in one big file. It kind of just did it all one each. But yeah, I'm on the page as well too. And it's kind of like 5 different pictures of the yesterday.
Yeah. So maybe what I would do too is like when you do post about it, find some way to interact with. I mean, obviously you have, this is a passion of yours. So your target market is probably men who are into this as well. So I would find a way to try to engage them. Like, like for instance, if I posted a photo of this, I would be like, what the hell is this all about? Any of you guys ever deal with this before?
Okay, cool. Yeah, because actually, the car scene, there's so many people in the car scene. And I've had lots. I'm actually currently messaging one guy right now. He wants to know about 22-minute hardcores, and he wants to know about Insanity Max 30 and P90X, but I haven't done that myself. And so I got to give him some prices on that. How would you go about with that? Because I've always noticed when I mention the challenge pack and I throw it out, that it's $140, and I tell them everything that they get with it, including, me as a coach, and then, the challenge groups and stuff like that. I kind of still get crickets. And then isn't there like just a base program for it, right?
Yeah. So they can definitely get it base price. So I think like if you were to do 22-minute hardcore, for instance, it's like $60 or something.
Okay, cool. Because I'm just gonna give you some options, but I definitely will put out what the challenge pack has to offer. I think I actually got like kind of like a little script from Lauren, and she kind of gave me something to work on. So I've been trying to do that.
My best recommendation is when you're talking to somebody about challenge packs, try to follow, even though you're not giving somebody or talking to somebody probably about the 21-day fix, try to follow the 21-day fix script as much as possible, because in that you're going over what their goals are. Like essentially when you're talking to somebody, you want to try to hit them on an emotional trigger. So the same decision-making part of the brain is the same part that's the emotional side. So if you can connect with somebody on an emotional trigger, then you can also connect with them on that decision-making level. So like when, let's say for instance, you're talking to a guy and he's like, dude, I want to lose some weight. And you're like, well, that's awesome, dude. Why do you want to lose weight? I would feel better about myself, and maybe it would be cool to be able to run around with my daughter. And then, well, what would it mean to you if you were to be able to feel better about yourself and to be able to run around freely with your daughter? How would life be different than the way it is today? Get them to think like, shit, like, if I don't change, if I don't have a solution, then I'm going to continue to not be able to be like healthy for my daughter, or not be able to run around with her and be able to chase after her out in the yard or whatever it might be.
Okay. I actually just hopped on the Illuminate page and I found the 21-day fix script. So I'll go ahead and download that right now and then kind of work around that.
Okay. Cool. I mean, that's like the heart of our script. So as long as you can like follow that, you're going to do really well. And then on top of that, when you present somebody the challenge package price, I always try to break it down like, you're going to get a 30 meal supply of Shakeology, which is normally valued at $129. Like, here, let me just pull up the script for you.
Okay. I was actually, I think he's more interested in the pre-workout and post-workout.
Okay, cool.
So I think I was going to go ahead and try to, give him, that kind of info.
Okay.
So I'm trying to, if I can't get it on here on my computer, then I'll just go ahead and save it on my phone.
Okay.
And I'll put it in my Dropbox. Yeah, I just, I'm currently on Team Beachbody page. How do you get the base prices to pop up?
So if you go to me.
Because I see it says DVD package. That's probably it right there. DVD package, and then it says deluxe DVD package.
Yep.
And you have your challenge pack.
So yeah, you go to shop, then shop all products.
Yeah. That's the thing. I'm still newish to this, and I'm like, dang, there's always something else I find out about the website.
Yep. Hey, I'm still always learning too, dude. So like if I go to 22-minute hardcore, then there's a challenge pack, and then there's a performance pack. So you're gonna get with the performance.
Yeah, I believe.
And then there's just it by itself. So it's only $39.90.
Right. $39.90. I'm pretty sure he'll buy that, but I'm trying to get him to get because I want him to get that sandbag. And by the way, my sandbag already broke. They're sending me another one.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah. I was a little too into the workout, and I just, dropped it. And I guess don't drop it at an angle because it'll rip.
You were just going ham on it, huh?
Yeah, man. And I was just like, okay. Well, they said they'll send me another one, though, so that works.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, and then let's say, for instance, you are talking to somebody. Always present them first, as long as it's not like they're just looking for the performance line. Always present to them the challenge pack. And then if they tend to say like, oh, I just can't do that right now, man, then that's when I would be like, well, if you could still get awesome results, but for $40, would you be interested in going that route?
Okay, cool. Because I didn't even know until like a month ago that they just had regular base packages.
Yeah.
So there's going to be some people that I'm going to follow up on now and, be like, hey, check on them and, see if everything's still going good. And then say, hey, look, I found out you can get the CDs alone, for this price if you're still interested. So
That's perfect.
all right, this will be cool. I'm still learning tons to it. And I'm a procrastinator and I got to get over it.
It's just a matter of getting over it, getting over yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Kelly. Well, I appreciate you taking the extra time.
You are very, very welcome.
All right. Well, you have a good rest of your day.
All right. You too, Chris.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.